I walked into the living room on Thanksgiving. The house smelled like sage, butter, and something rotten underneath. I heard the chuckle before I saw them. Low, amused, comfortable. I stepped into the living room and stopped. My daughter was on her hands and knees on the rug. Perfect posture. Back straight. Eyes on the floor. She didn't look surprised anymore. That was the part that hit hardest. My mother-in-law sat on the couch, shoes still on, feet resting on my child's back like furniture she owned. My wife stood nearby, wine glass in hand, smiling the way people smile when they've rehearsed cruelty until it feels normal. She needs to know her place, my mother-in-law said lightly. They laughed. Not loud. Not mean. Casual. That's when I understood this wasn't a joke. This was tradition. Something inside me went very quiet. I crossed the room slowly. No shouting. No rushing. Rage learned discipline long ago. I knelt, put my hand on my daughter's shoulder, felt her shake, pulled her up. She didn't cry. She just looked at me like she'd been waiting. I leaned close to her ear and whispered 5 words. Only she heard them. Her breathing changed. Behind us, the room froze. The laughter died mid-breath. My wife's fingers loosened. The turkey platter slipped from her hands and hit the floor with a wet, final sound. No one asked what I said. They already knew. The truth hadn't started that night. It never does. It started months ago with small things. A look my wife gave her mother, quick, deferential, afraid. The way my daughter flinched when shoes crossed carpet. The way Thanksgiving was suddenly important this year. I told myself I was imagining it. That's what good husbands do. But silence has weight. And it was crushing my child. I began watching instead of assuming. Listening instead of defending. Patterns emerged. Rules that were never spoken aloud. Obedience disguised as respect. Humiliation disguised as discipline. And my wife. She didn't just allow it. She enforced it. Every correction came from her mouth first. Every excuse followed. She called it tradition, culture, family hierarchy. What she never called it was abuse. I started noticing other lies too. Phone calls taken outside. Deleted messages. A second bank account she forgot to hide well enough. Control likes company. The night before Thanksgiving. I stood in the hallway and heard my wife whisper to her mother. He'll never step out of line. He doesn't see her the way we do. That sentence lodged itself in my chest. The way we do. That was the moment denial ended. I didn't confront anyone. I prepared. I checked records. School counselor notes medical visits marked anxiety-related. Withdrawals that lined up with family visits. I installed a small camera in the living room, not hidden. Just unnoticed. People who believe they own you stop being careful. I watched footage at night while my wife slept beside me, breathing evenly, dreaming of obedience. I saw my daughter kneel without being asked. I saw my wife's nod of approval. I saw my mother-in-law smile. I downloaded messages from a cloud account my wife forgot she synced. Conversations. About breaking her early. About how kindness spoils structure. There were jokes too. That hurt more than the commands. I stayed calm. Cooked. Smiled. Played my part. Strategic patience isn't forgiveness. It's alignment. By Thanksgiving morning, I had copies of everything. Video. Messages. Reports. Even a quiet conversation with a lawyer who didn't ask unnecessary questions. I waited. Because timing matters. And cruelty hates witnesses. After the turkey hit the floor, no one spoke. I picked up my coat. My daughter stood beside me. Taller already. I looked at my wife. Really looked. Saw the fear leak through her eyes. You recorded us. She whispered. I didn't answer. I handed her my phone. Pressed play. Her mother stood slowly, face pale now, dignity collapsing under evidence. This is family business, she snapped weakly. No, I said quietly. This is documentation. I knelt again, this time in front of my wife. I know everything, I said. Not loud. Not angry. Her mouth opened. Closed. She tried to speak and couldn't. I didn't need confessions. I had proof. The next morning, I left early. I filed reports, submitted footage, sent copies to the school counselor, child services, and every family member who ever told me to stay out of it. I didn't embellish. Truth doesn't need decoration. By noon, my wife was calling nonstop, crying, apologizing, saying she was pressured, that she didn't mean it. I didn't answer. My mother-in-law showed up at the door. No shoes this time. No smile. "You're destroying our family," she hissed. I handed her an envelope, a restraining order. Her hand shook. For the first time, she had no place to stand. That night, my daughter slept without locking her door. I sat in the quiet living room. No laughter. No rules. Just space. I didn't feel victory. I felt clarity. Some people mistake control for love. Some confuse silence with peace. I won't. I whispered the 5 words again, just to myself this time. You were never the problem. And I meant every one of them.